What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 60 of the Hive Mind podcast. Be sure to check out the podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Twitch. Still working on getting my Twitch channel caught up. I just had some stuff get in the way last week. I might sound like a broken record because I said that the previous week, but priorities, man. I do this YouTube thing part-time as something for fun on the side, so some things got in the way. And that's my first topic today. Dude, I am so glad that I am not a full-time YouTuber streamer anymore, because Jesus Christ, have I been worthless. I have been worthless as of recently, man. I've been watching a lot of Twitch. I've been generally just being a lazy piece of shit. I'm a little bit depressed when it comes to video games. I'm not playing any games, really. I've played Overwatch here and there. I played some Titanfall. I did a little bit of a stream yesterday just because I was bored, and I ended up cutting that off fairly early because I just got tired of playing Overwatch with the tank meta, which is getting nerfed, by the way. Ana is getting a 50% biotic grenade nerf, so thank God the tank meta should be coming to an end here with the next patch, but who knows how long that's going to be. But yeah, man, I am fucking bummed about video games right now. And not because the games that are out are bad. I'm just not a huge single-player kind of guy, and there are a lot of fantastic single player games out, but I'm looking for a fucking MMO, dude. My number one genre is just ass, and has been consistently ass for years, minus a few sprinkles here and there with the releases of like Wildstar and SWTOR, which I think were very fun. And you know, I don't regret playing any of those games, but they didn't really, I don't know, they weren't really lasting. And even WoW is kind of, apparently, from what I'm hearing, Legion is sort of dropping off quite a bit, and that was a pretty good expansion, in my opinion. I think it's just old. So, I'm really happy that I'm not in a position where I'm forced to have to play games that aren't fun. I kind of just am not playing anything right now. I'm excited for Crowfall. I have been testing Crowfall a little bit here and there, but Crowfall is still at a point to where it's not really a game. It's just kind of a bunch of systems that need to be tested. And yeah, it's not something I would recommend that you buy to play right now, even though you can buy it and play it in the state that it's in right now. But it's just not much of a game, so I've been playing that sparingly. Really looking forward to that as the updates come out, and as things develop, and things are starting to develop further and further and further and faster now. So hopefully, I will have a fun game to play by the summer. I'm hoping Crowfall will be at least enough of a game to be something I can play regularly, at least casually, because I'm not, my demands have gone down significantly for a video game, which kind of, like, I have to give Wildstar a lot of credit, because Wildstar was a game that I had a shitload, I mean a fuckload of fun playing for many months. I don't know how many months I played that game, but it was, I think like 6 or 8 months I played that game, no-lifed it, playing it all day, every day, 24/7, nonstop, for months and months and months and months, and I was having a blast doing it. So I have to give Wildstar a lot of credit. That game gave me a ton of entertainment. So no other game has done that for me at that capacity, but I don't think I've ever played another game at that capacity, so it's kind of a moot point. But with Crowfall, I'm not looking to do that with Crowfall at all. I have a full-time job. I work 45, 50 hours a week. I'm doing some real-life stuff now, working out, and doing some more social stuff in the real world. So I'm just looking for a game that I can play for, 4 hours a night, on the weekends. Maybe no life it up and play for 8 hours a day, something like that. I know that sounds like what do you mean? He's casual now, only playing for 8 hours a day. But, I mean, compared to what I was doing, where I was playing 16 hours a day, every day for months, that's pretty casual. So I am looking forward to playing games much more hardcore than I am right now. Because, dude, right now, I make casuals look casual. Wait. Casuals make me look casual. That's the right way I should say that. Because, dude, I'm not playing shit. So I'm glad I don't have to play stuff anymore. I'm glad that I can just say fuck it, and I've just been. I mean, I'm looking at my YouTube channel right now, and I'm bummed. it just bums me out that I'm not making gaming videos. Like my channel has essentially turned into Hive Mind Podcast with occasional gaming videos sprinkled in. The last gaming video I made was on December 20th. And that was me complaining about the tank meta in Overwatch. So we're getting close to like a month with me not having a real gaming video. This other video is me talking about Crowfall. I mean, that's gaming related, but it's not like gameplay. Man, very few gaming videos over the past few months. So I want that to change. I'm looking forward to that changing, but it's probably going to be that way for a while, or at least the next few weeks. And when Overwatch gets that patch, I'll probably be putting out some more Overwatch stuff, because I do like that game. Anyway, I had something pretty funny happen to me this week, which doesn't sound like it's that interesting, but my microwave ended up breaking. And I was curious to see how old this microwave really was. And it turns out this thing was made in 1980. This is the microwave that has been used throughout my entire childhood and then subsequently passed on to my brothers for them to use while they're in college, and then eventually made its way back around to me to where I used it, and it finally crapped out yesterday, or I guess 2 days ago. And it just, I cooked chicken tenders, or grilled chicken in there, put it in there for 8 minutes, and it did the full cycle, and then it just died. Like it really pushed through and got that chicken hot. But then when I went to put in something else, it was gone. So 1980 though, that's incredible. That's almost 40 years of consistent, frequent use, especially for me. That's pretty crazy. So I don't think I'll ever have a microwave last close to 40 years. This new microwave I got is the shit though. It's a Samsung something. It was a little pricey. It was over $100. But it is the shit. Who'd have thought that microwave technology would evolve that much in 40 years? But apparently it has, because that thing gets super hot. I know they're called microwave ovens, but this thing really is like an oven, man. When you open that door up, it's hot. Like a heat wave comes out, which is not something that happens in most microwaves. Most microwaves, they're not, like, they get the food hot, but not anything else. Maybe the plate will get a little hot, but like it's not like you open the door up to most microwaves and experience this heat wave. But that thing, man, it's got this like ceramic interior. So I don't know, it's designed in some different way. I'm sure it's got some crazy technology shit. But somebody just liked my tweet. It's got this crazy technology in it to where it does that. I don't know. Well, I don't know what the fuck I paid for, but it's fucking cool. I'm a big fan of this new microwave I've got. So lots of exciting shit happening in the Zybak world of new microwaves. Anyway, back to my Twitter thing. Somebody liked my tweet. I put out a pretty funny tweet this morning. It's nice seeing my fellow white brothers wearing shorts when it's 8 degrees outside. Hashtag Trump's America. That's a stereotypical white thing to do that I am very guilty of, man. I wear shorts when it's cold as fuck. They're just comfortable, man. They're just let me full screen it again. They're just way more comfortable. So, yeah, I do that. But that is a very white thing to do. I'm gonna keep doing it too. I've been doing that shit since no one told me to do that. Like, it's not like a white culture. Like, it's not like I saw someone doing it and just decided, like, I copied him. It's not like I saw another white guy wearing shorts when it's cold outside and just decided to do that. I think it's an instinctual white person thing to just naturally do that, because I've been doing it as long as I can remember. I remember being like 5 or 6 years old, and my mom being like, "Put pants on, it's cold outside." I'm like, no. I never do that shit. I still don't. I'm a rebel to the end, gentlemen. Anyway, moving it on along. Nostalrius, the new Nostalrius PV, I believe it's a PvE server, came up. Brand new server, just launched for Nostalrius, and I'm curious on the subreddit what they're saying over there. What? Did I spell it wrong? Oh, /r/Nostalrius. So anyway, there's a new server just launched on Nostalrius, and apparently, there's just shitloads of people trying to play this thing, like 15,000 plus, and yeah, lag spikes. Yeah, dude, the true vanilla WoW experience, expected, actual. Yeah, so it's a fucking disaster playing that new server, and I was curious. I did not play the new server. I knew that was going to be a disaster, but I think on Friday night I downloaded Nostalrius and tried to play it a little bit just because I was so bored. Again, I've been worthless when it comes to video games. I haven't been doing shit. So I was like, you know what? Let's try Nostalrius, right? And I downloaded it. It's surprisingly a very small file. It's like 5 gigs or something. So it's not too big. And getting the process set up is very easy if you're interested. It's not very. You can figure it out. So I did that, and I had a feeling that I wasn't gonna play it for very long, and my feeling was correct. I just can't be fucked with it, man. Just logging in and knowing how things are gonna play out before they even play out, just it's not the same, and it's just not the same, man. When you go on the Nostalrius forums, there's just guides full of people saying, like, this is how you do this drops here, this drops there, this blah blah blah, this is the way you go, this is the most efficient way to do it. People have been playing this version of the game for so long that it's gotten even more formulaic than retail WoW has gotten. So, yeah, I do think, a lot of the social aspects in the old school WoW are way better, and it is cool to relive that because that hasn't gone away. The social dynamic that you have to be successful in Nostalrius and in Vanilla WoW is the same. That is pretty much close to 1-to-1 with Vanilla WoW. But the mystery and the adventure and all that stuff is not there. It's just not, because people have been playing Nostalrius for a while. People have been playing these vanilla servers for a while, and I remember seeing the Nostalrius. I was looking at a few Twitch live streams of people playing Nostalrius, and there were people like level 23 within like hours of it coming out. So people have figured the shit out, and it's, I don't know. So I ended up rolling an undead priest, because I wasn't gonna play a druid, because again, I know that they're fucking shit, except for Resto, which is also kind of shit. So I ended up rolling a priest because priests are pretty damn cool in vanilla. They were a pretty complex class, nothing crazy complex, but had a lot of spells, had crazy down ranking and stuff that you had to do to heal efficiently using different ranks of heals. So you'd use like a rank 6 heal versus a rank 8 heal for more mana efficiency. So that stuff is gone from the game completely, which I think is good. I'd rather have different healing skills than different ranks of heals. I realize that's a skill cap thing, but it was kind of silly in Vanilla WoW to be spamming, rank 1 heals for mana. I mean, maybe not. I guess I go either way on it, right? It's a skill cap thing, and it's, But it was crazy in Vanilla WoW, because a priest would have, literally every rank of, lesser heal or whatever it was called on their bar. And then every rank of renew on their bar, and every rank, and there'd be 8 of the same skill on their bar, and you would actually use all 8. Well, you'd use at least 3 or 4 of them, 3 or 4 of the different ranks for mana efficiency purposes. So they got rid of that in BC, I believe. I think it was Burning Crusade when they got rid of that. Anyway, but yeah, skill ranks used to be a thing. Moving on, EverQuest Landmark is shutting down. Who's surprised by that? Fucking nobody. Rest in peace, EverQuest Next. That game looked a little interesting in concept, but I fucking knew that shit was never gonna happen from basically day one when they, I don't know, this is just too ambitious with like the world evolves around you and it's a real thing and it's, I don't know. Ugh. That's why I'm excited about Crowfall. Everything Crowfall is doing is fucking realistic. It's like, oh, we're gonna make a game where crafting matters, and this is how we're gonna do it. And this is actually pretty simple, but no, all these games haven't done it for so long. I don't know. I don't know where I'm really going with that. But if you look at what Crowfall is doing, unlike EverQuest Next, which had all these ridiculous goals of like dynamic worlds and NPCs that, if you take over if you don't if you don't stop the orcs, then the orcs will build up power and eventually ruin the cities, and like all these crazy AI requirements and stuff. Whereas Crowfall, if you look at all the stuff they're doing, none of it seems outlandish. None of it's like, there's no way they could do that. Almost everything is like, yeah, that's really realistic. That's a really realistic game design. I don't know why people haven't been doing that for so long. And a lot of it is, yeah, that's a really realistic game design that we've seen from MMOs 15 years ago. And for whatever reason, they're not doing it anymore. So, anyway, that's my rant on EQ Next. Just, yeah, too much shit. But that lion character looked cool. That lion race, somebody needs to rip that shit off and make their own lion warrior race or whatever, because that guy looked pretty damn cool. More. Fuck. I don't even know where to go with this. Fucking same shit. Same shit. Same people. New day. 5 dead in Fort Lauderdale airport shooting. 4 dead in Jerusalem from a truck ramming. Anybody want to take any bets? Does anybody want to take any bets as to what particular denomination of people could possibly be responsible for these events? Going once. Going twice. Yes, it's exactly who you thought it was. The whole fucking time. The religion of peace strikes again for the fucking whatever 5th week in a row. Listen. I can, and this is going to sound fucked up. I know it is. But I can almost forgive people for being prejudiced against against the Muslim faith, because every fucking day it's the same shit every day, same fucking people, same particular group, and I realize it's not everyone, but holy shit, if a different corgi every single day took a shit right outside of my door, eventually I'd be like, dude, I'm fucking sick of these goddamn corgis. Yes, I realize not every corgi is shitting right in front of my door, but holy fuck, every time I see shit in front of my door, it's a fucking corgi. So, god damn it, this is ridiculous. Every fucking week, it's multiple people getting blown up, run over by trucks, shot in airports. Fucking Jesus Christ, man. Fuck. And it's not like, oh, these things happen all the time. You know, they're like, okay, the one white Christian guy that shot at the black church. We got one guy. One! Every fucking day it's somebody getting blown up, and who gives a fuckistan? 40 people die, and nobody cares, including me, because you see it all the time. And you're just so desensitized to it that nobody gives a fuck. Like, I don't remember where it was, but I think it was in Istanbul. Well, they got blown up again last week, but like 80 some people died like a few months ago. And it doesn't even make the news because it's just like, oh, that place is shit. Who cares? So, fuck. Dude. Ugh. It's so fucking irritating. Anyway. I don't want to rant about that too long because I'll go fucking crazy. And I'm sure I triggered a lot of people, but it's the fucking truth. What can you say? Anyway, so in Zybak news, we got like 7 inches of snow this week, and dude, when it snows in the south, man, it locks everything down. So something funny happened though. So they were somebody shared on Facebook that we were gonna get like 2 or 3 feet of snow. And they linked this news story saying, "Oh shit, guys! 2 or 3 feet of snow is gonna come and hit. It's coming up the coast. It's gonna hit us." So people were sharing this Facebook link all over the place about how we're gonna get 2 or 3 feet of snow. This was last week, and it blew up, man. People on the news were talking about it. This thing was getting shared around everywhere. And if you click the article and you looked at the date, it was from January of last year. So everyone, this was a perfect experiment of, well, this wasn't fake news. This was real news that we got last year. Uh, and it turned out to be pretty true. But it's kind of funny how like fake news and incorrect news can spread like that to the point to where the meteorologists and people on like the local news and shit were talking about it. So we had a little bit of a fake news story that spread around this area locally, and everyone I know, if you go and look at my old Facebook, well, not everyone, but if I just scroll through my Facebook feed, it's just like tons of people linking this thing from, this was last week, but yeah, it's kind of funny how that happened. Yeah, it's from last year. Milo Yiannopoulos signed a $250,000 book deal. This guy, I'm a fan of this guy, not because I agree with everything he says, but just because I like him because he's a troll. I don't think he actually, I think he's one of these people that just intentionally likes to play the provocateur. Is that the right word? He likes to be the guy that goes against the grain for the sake of going against the grain. That's my read on the guy. If Donald Trump was the popular candidate, like if he was the guy that everyone liked and he was like a Reagan that won by 49 states, then I don't think Milo would be for him. I think Milo likes him because he's the guy that a lot of people don't like, and I kind of like that. I like people like that. I like people that intentionally troll, and I don't know. I like the guy. He's pretty well spoken, and I like that he's just the opposite of what you should be, of what like the traditional Republican persona should be. This guy is the most fabulous gay person of all time, and he's a huge Trump supporter. And he's religious, which is like, there's just so many things about this guy that I don't think a lot of them are true, but I just like that he just is. He's such a clusterfuck to watch, and it's so entertaining and it's so funny, because like he'll go up and debate these social justice warrior people, and he's got this like gay armor, right? Because like he's like the most openly gay dude ever, and it just makes these SJWs' minds like turn into scrambled eggs because they have no idea what to do against this guy that loves Trump, is the biggest fag of all time, and is religious, and has these, I don't know, just different viewpoints than the traditional conservative would have. So I don't know, I find the guy fucking fascinating. But yeah, no, I think it's good that he's having some success, especially since Twitter banned him. Twitter ended up banning this guy permanently off the website because his followers harassed a celebrity. He didn't do it, but the people that followed him did. So that ended up meaning, so he ended up getting unverified from Twitter. So they took his blue check mark away, which is, Twitter is fucking petty as shit to take away somebody's verification because they don't like you. That's so fucking petty. And then to ban him off the website, and this kind of goes back to why I like the guy just because he gets banned off Twitter. Even if I disagree with everything he says, the fact that he gets banned off Twitter kind of makes me go like, oh shit, let me pay attention to this guy. Like, I don't know, I find him interesting. So apparently he's got a $250,000 book deal. People are protesting it, which is hilarious because that's only going to make the book be more successful if it's got all this controversy around it. So the guy's going to make a killing off this thing. I'm sure he gets some sort of residuals for the sales of the book. So it'll probably be a fucking bestseller because people are going to protest it, and he'll probably put some ridiculous shit in there. So yeah, good for him. Moving on. Donald Trump is playing hardball with GM and Ford. This, like, he's not fucking around with with these automakers and like moving to Mexico and shit. Apparently, GM and Ford have both kind of pulled out of Mexico. Well, they've pulled out their future plans from moving some of their stuff to Mexico. Apparently, saved 700 jobs. Goddamn, dude. Trump isn't even president, and he's doing a lot. And I'll agree that this is not like, I'm not some like Trump worshiper, but I guess this kind of goes back to the Milo thing. The fact that this guy has done now, whether what he's doing is good or bad, who knows? Maybe he's promising them tax incentives, and no one knows what's happening behind closed doors, right? But this fucking guy isn't even president yet, and he's getting shit done. I can't think of another president that has gotten so much shit changed and has had such a crazy effect on world politics as Trump without even being the fucking thing yet. Like, he's still got another, what's today? The 8th? He's still got another close to 2 weeks before he's even president, and a lot of shit has already happened. So, I don't know. I find it interesting. Next up. Let's see, what do we want to talk about here next? Oh, the Wendy's Pepe. Dude, Wendy's has gone off on motherfuckers on Twitter, man. Wendy's went and roasted this guy on Twitter about refrigerators. And they ended up posting a... let me try to find it here. Did I bookmark it? No, I think I tweeted it. Let me find it here. Yeah, here it is. Got any memes? And Wendy's posted a Pepe meme. And they ended up deleting this tweet because it pissed off so many people. The image of Pepe the Frog pisses off so many people that they had to delete it. What a time to be alive. The 4chan culture has officially leaked into the mainstream to the point to where giant corporations like Wendys are using Pepe memes now. And I would have never thought that something that Pepe the Frog was for many, many years a internet underground 4chan thing that not too many people really knew about. And to see it be in the mainstream to the point to where it's talked about on mainstream media, I think I can't remember who did it. That George, Fuckinopoulos, whatever the fuck his name is. He's got some crazy something Nopoulos, whatever the hell his name is. Was talking to Donald Trump's son about Pepe the Frog as like some crazy, 60 minutes interview kind of thing. Legitimately discussing a frog meme. Like, what a time to be alive, dude. Fucking fantastic. Alright, what else we got here? Oh, we can talk about the Trump supporter getting kidnapped and tortured. So, apparently they caught these guys. And, that's fucked. This whole thing is fucked up, dude. So, these, 4 people, I believe they were all African American individuals, kidnapped a mentally handicapped Trump supporter, which is most of us. That was a joke. Don't get triggered. But they ended up kidnapping this guy. I guess he was wearing Trump apparel or something. And this kid was not 100% there. I don't know what his disability was, but they ended up kidnapping this guy and torturing him live on Facebook. They weren't doing anything crazy hardcore when it comes to torture, but they cut his forehead and then put out a burnt cigarette on the cut, which is that's the most hardcore thing they did. But for the most part, it seemed like they kind of just tied him up and just were like heckling him and just I don't know. Seemed like they mainly just kidnapped him. So they kidnapped him, fucked him up a little bit, and live streamed it on Facebook, which is a very strange thing to do. But they did it, and they got caught. But what I think is interesting is if this would have happened in 2008 with an Obama supporter, the world would have exploded. If 4 white guys kidnapped a black guy tied him up and tortured him and streamed it on Facebook in 2008, the fucking universe would have exploded. The planet would have been eaten by a black hole. There would have been a much different reaction. There would be riots. There would be literal riots. No one is fucking rioting over this. Nobody. Yeah. So, that's all I gotta say about that. And lastly, the last major topic I've got here, Grayson Allen. So, I talked about this on the last podcast. So, Virginia Tech beat Duke in basketball. And, they did not have one of their, I guess, star players, this Grayson Allen guy. So, this Grayson Allen guy, I can probably find, I'm sure if I just YouTube his name, you can find all the shit he's done. But he's a really dirty player. And, here we go. Grayson Allen. Here we go. Here's a little clip for you. I don't even know what this is, but we'll see in real time.
The high screens, the baseline screens, they're just trying to spread out Duke. Grayson Allen trying to shut down Santa Ana, that right leg.
Just trips him.
As we saw in that replay there, Allen clearly put out his right foot, just as we saw a couple of times last year. So it's a dead ball.
So anyway, this guy has a history of doing that kind of shitty stuff, like just being a real dirty player, and he does it over and over and over and over and over again. And it got to the point to where Duke suspended him indefinitely. So typically when you get suspended indefinitely, that sometimes is a word for permanent, and that sometimes is a word for a time period that we don't know how long that will be. So who knows, right? So they suspended him indefinitely after the fucking millionth time he had done something like that. And then they go and lose a basketball game to Virginia Tech, and he's now back on the team starting. Indefinite suspension for one game. But, am I surprised? No. But I do think it's funny that Virginia Tech beat them in basketball. So, yay, go Hokies. Go Hokies. That's funny. But I think that's all I want to say about the main topics here. Now, on to another topic that this is a little thing I like to do. A news segment of the podcast called Fun Shit I Find on the Internet. So let's bring it back up here. Podcast bookmarks. What do we want to... Oh, this is... I don't know if I want to go into the Heart Attack Grill. This is actually pretty impressive. This guy weighs 154 pounds and can bench press 410 pounds. This shit's crazy. And watch the looks this guy gets. This is... To be this body weight and do this? What a fucking god. Look at all these people watching him. Like, what the fuck? Like, this guy's reaction. Look at this guy. They're just dumbfounded. That's insane. Now, I will say that him being short like that is a really big advantage because you don't have to move the weight as far as, say, I would at 6'5". That guy's probably 5'6". He's a short guy, clearly. But still, to be 154 pounds and damn near do, what is that, 3 times? 3 times your body weight? Dude. Let's see. Wait. My math is fucked up here. 154 times. Yeah, a little bit less than 3 times your body weight. It's still pretty impressive. Damn. So that's pretty impressive. And here's one that this is an interesting
simple rule of modern eating. Fatty.
So this guy, to explain this video, he created this thing called the Heart Attack Grill, where people can go and eat for free if you weigh over 350 pounds. You get to go and eat at this place for free. And they serve these giant burgers and shit. And the guy who started it, so this is their spokesperson. This is their mascot for the Heart Attack Grill. He fucking dies of a heart attack. and they immediately go, like, the next day and find this guy as their new mascot. And the only reason why this guy was their previous mascot, right? Well, he got demoted. He got kicked off of being the mascot. Why? Because he had to spend some time in the hospital for a heart condition. And my favorite part is when they interview this doctor here at the end about the heart attack girl. Let me find it here.
Stuffed him full of burgers for free as often as he... Now Blair is dead and Ernie's back. The fact that you stuffed him full of burgers for free as often as he wanted, what share of the responsibility do you have for his death?
By the way, this guy is a real doctor. This fucking guy is a real doctor that started this heart attack grill.
The equal share with anybody who provided junk food to anybody.
Aren't you glorifying obesity, which obviously kills?
Absolutely. I think it would be immoral to stop at this point.
Explain that to me.
We're past the point of no return at the heart attack grill. We have blood on our hands at this point.
I fucking love this guy.
The doctor is taking his act on the road.
That guy gives no fucks. That guy just openly said his restaurant has blood on their hands, and it would be, and he won't stop. Like, I just fucking love that he's that direct and gives that little of a fuck.
Opening a second restaurant in Dallas this summer to spread his morbid message to an even bigger audience. I'm Ryan Owens for Nightline.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit looks so fucking good. I would eat at this place in a fucking instant. Yeah, but like, this guy gives no fucks.
Several personal training studios.
I hope that every single person out there comes in and buys a hamburger and a t-shirt from me. But you know what? I am saying loudly and as clearly as any business in America can, this is dangerous.
Oh, he's using it as a marketing tool. I mean, the word that just leaps to mind is hypocrisy.
You won't be surprised to hear...
Look at this bitch! Look at this bitch!
Leaps to mind is
What's
hypocrisy.
You won't
the computer isn't even on! The computer is off!
Be surprised to hear real nutritionists take issue with this fake doctor and argue he's...
Oh, maybe he is a fake doctor. I thought he was a real doctor. Well, whatever, who gives a fuck? Moving on to the next video, we've got the Jeff Kaplan Roadhog hook update, which is fantastic. I really wonder how long this Dino Flask guy spends on these videos. I'm just going to play a soundbite from this video that is fantastic. He edits together the Overwatch updates into ridiculous things. So here's a taste.
Development team here with another dev update for you. So as you guys know, we made some minor tweaks to Roadhog's hook, which we're calling hook version 2.0. We've told you in the past that it's working as intended, so it's very confusing what's going on. So what we've done is we've made the hook absolutely terrible. So for those people who main Roadhog, expect some rocky times. They're going to be very frustrating. And as always, we're looking forward to your salty tears on our forums. So I'm super, super excited to introduce a new hero into the game. That hero is Jeff from the Overwatch team. So you might be asking, you know, Jeff, you're not a very powerful sniper. You can't put a bunch of turrets up on a capture point or maybe around the payload, and you're not a engaged character. So how would you fit in to the Overwatch universe? And the answer is that similar to heroes like Tracer and Widowmaker, I have an absolutely fantastic mask. You know, it's sort of elliptical in shape, and it can also spray out really hot water, which does a lot of damage. I know the things that I'd like.
Anyway, that's all I want to show about that. But these videos are fucking great. I highly recommend. I wonder how many this guy has. This Dino Flask guy. He's got 3 of the Overwatch videos. But yeah, no, check this guy out. He makes some good shit. I think he's gonna have a fun time. This will be a regular thing for this guy, I think. So I like when people do that, and God knows how long it takes for him to make these videos. Moving on. Let's see here. Maybe don't let your kid talk to the Amazon. Oh, this is great. This is a great video. This is fucking hilarious.
Play ticker ticker.
So this kid's got the new Amazon Echo, and you talk to it, and it registers voice commands, right? So little kid gets a hold of it, and here we go.
Ticker. Play ticker.
Bobby, can you talk to play wheels?
You want to hear a station for porn detected. Porno ringtone, hot chick, amateur girl, calling sexy.
No.
Anal dildo ringtone.
Alexa, stop!
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. And the last video, what is this? This is some shit I found on Facebook today. Oh, dude, I love videos like this. This is a 72-year-old man sparring against a guy that is probably in his 20s or 30s. And, dude, this fucking guy, this is why I've always said never fight people that know how to fight, because it is night and day. This guy gets fucked up. Watch this. This is fucking impressive. 72-year-old man. He's bald. Going to go up against this young, strapping male. The young guy's got the reach advantage too. Like, this should be one-sided. Boom! Knocks him the fuck out. Jesus Christ. I love seeing shit like that. Anyway, I think that's it for podcast shit. Let's move it on to the comments here. Let's see here. Community comments from HiveMind59. Sorted by newest. All right, and here we go. Quote, I'd like to be fairly financially independent by my 40s. What is my definition of financially independent? You are paying all your bills by yourself, I'm assuming, which makes you independent. You are not dependent on anyone to give you money to pay your bills that I'm aware of. So what do you mean by independent? I mean by independent, I don't need to have a job. I would like to be at the point to where I'm in my 40s and I don't need to do the 9-to-5 grind. I will have my investments to a point to where they will be, it'll be a, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? Residual income. I want to get my investments to a point to where I have enough residual income to where I don't have to work a job if I don't want to. And now I will, because I'm not the type to just sit around. Like, I'll always have some sort of gig going. I'll always have the YouTube gig or the Twitch gig, or so I'll always have something going just because I'm like that. My dad is the same way. All the people in my family are the same. My grandfather is like close to 90 years old and still comes into work. Like I think it's just in our blood. So I don't think I'll be one of those guys that just sits on my ass, but I'd like to have the financial freedom to be like, yeah, I want to go and pursue this thing, maybe start this business, and if this business doesn't work out, then oh well. I don't need to have it, but I'd like to be able to pursue it. So, yeah, that's my definition of financially independent. To where I don't need anybody's help. I don't need a job. I don't need to have. I don't need to be plugged into the 9-to-5 rat race of paying bills and doing that shit. So my goal right now is to sacrifice and work as hard as I can in my 20s and 30s and invest as aggressively as possible to get that, that residual income ball rolling. Because as they say, it's the first million is the hardest, right? After the first million, it's smooth sailing. I mean, that goes with everything. The first $100,000, the first $200,000, and yeah. So that's my goal. In my 20s and 30s, I'm gonna work as hard as I can, save as much as I can, and I'm not gonna take this to some ridiculous level. I'm not gonna be eating beans and rice and fucking eating canned soup for the rest of my life. Like, I'm gonna enjoy my life. I'm gonna spend some money to have a good time while I'm young. I realize that's important too, but yeah, no, I would like that's my definition of it. So next comment, Do you think you'll have the same life goals in 5 to 10 years? Maybe you do, but not likely. And I responded, hopefully I'll have the same ones, but I'll have more added to the list. So, I've been, my goals. I talked about that shit on the last podcast, but yeah, no, I hope I have the same goals. Like, I hope I don't fall off the wagon and have, my long-term goals that I know will take many years. I hope I still have those goals in 5 to 10 years, because I better, or else they won't come to fruition. But yeah, no, hopefully I'll have some more to add to the list. Can't believe it's been 5 years. That's scary. That's in reference to Star Wars The Old Republic. Solo podcasts aren't bad, although I did enjoy the dopamine podcasts more. Yeah, some people like the solo podcast. Some people like the podcast with people. And that's just one of those things where you can't please all the people all the time. So I'm going to be doing solo for now, at least, and I might pick up a co-host at some point if something rolls in, or might end up having a guest one week. Who knows? Whoa, haven't seen your channel in ages. You're skinny. How'd you do it? I responded, diet and exercise. I'll make a video on the specifics when I finish cutting down. That's the truth. Carbs have the same calories as protein, but unhealthier foods tend to be more carb-based. That is true, but they don't. They do and they don't, right? So here's the thing. A calorie from protein is worth less than a calorie from a carbohydrate, because a calorie from protein takes more for your body to break down. If you eat 100 calories of protein, you end up actually getting about 70, because 30% of that, 30% of that protein calorie is what it takes for your body to actually break that down, whereas a carbohydrate, it's a lot more efficient. So if you eat 2,000 calories of protein and 2,000 calories of carbs in excess, you'll gain more weight off the carbs. But yeah, that's it. It's called the thermic effect of food. I don't want to get into that too much, but that is a thing. So if you eat protein, if you're on a diet in particular, if you're trying to lose weight, protein is very good for it, because protein is satiating. It fills you up, and it's also not as dense, not as calorically dense as sugar or carbs are. Sugar is damn near 1-to-1. If you eat 100 calories of sugar, you're pretty much getting 100 calories, which is why your body goes, yay, sugar. Whereas protein, it's more like 70 or 80. Hey Zybak, your head and neck look like a swimming sperm when you talk. Oh, I don't even know what to say to that. I don't. Okay. To be influential in a game, you need a good team backing you up. Just Google Crip in his early days in D3, and I said I've got a good team. Yeah, I've got a Crowfall guild. I'm pretty pumped up about it. I'm with a good group of dudes. In the Crowfall shop, you can buy blocks of land. The largest piece of land is priced at $5,400. What is it, and is it necessary to own said block of land? So, Crowfall has really expensive stuff when it comes to the Eternal Kingdom portion of the game. Essentially, the Eternal Kingdom part of the game is like the player housing / trophy room. I don't even think that's a fun feature. Essentially, what it is, it's a glorified trophy room. And for people that really like that kind of shit, they can do it. I have no interest in that part of the game whatsoever. And that part of the game is going to be a relatively minor part of the game. However, a lot of people are really, they look at the prices of the stuff in the store and instantly get alarmed by that. Rightfully so, right? You see some shit on the cash shop that costs $5,400 and you go, what the fuck is the direction of this game, right? Well, the thing is that stuff, that really expensive stuff, is aimed at guilds. That kind of stuff is aimed at guilds that have hundreds of people that do crowdfunding to buy this shit. So, the Eternal Kingdoms, there will be guilds that make really cool fucking, guild castles and guild, EKs, and they'll spend a bunch of money as a guild. But each individual, so let's say you have your guild full of hundreds of people, and they all contribute a little bit to buy this kick-ass looking castle thing for your guild keep. I think that's fucking gay, to be honest. I don't think that's a fun feature. I don't think that's a cool feature of Crowfall at all. It's a very minor thing, but whatever. It's in the game for people that like that shit. And it does serve a purpose. The purpose of the EK is to have some sort of persistence, because Crowfall is an MMO, but a lot of the stuff in the game is not persistent. Your gear, you lose your gear when you die. Or your gear breaks eventually, even if you don't die. And the worlds get blown up in the end. You know, that big castle you built in the campaign world, somebody can come and knock that shit over. Or if it stays up and you win the campaign, it gets blown to dust anyway when you move over to the next campaign. So there's no persistence in the campaign world. So they decided to make the Eternal Kingdoms, which is the guild player housing, right, as a trophy room. And all this shit you're seeing on the cash shop that's super expensive is cosmetics for guilds for said trophy room. That's all it is. I don't give a fuck about any of that, so I'm not too worried. And none of that stuff can be used outside of the trophy room. You know, if you buy a castle, you don't put that down in the campaign worlds. That is only for the trophy room. So, anyway, moving on. Somebody's talking about the 1,000-degree knife and Photoshop. Yep. Yo. If you're gonna have kids, wait until you're 30 years old. And what is this? If you're gonna have kids, just wait until you're 30 years old and over. You have the next 10 to 15 years to do what you want. Now, and I responded, that decision has already been made. Yeah, my uncle has kids and he's in his mid-50s. Okay. Hey, Zybak. Love your podcast plus videos. Any chance you can give me the string for your weak or feral rotation? Now, I don't have any of that stuff anymore, guys. I don't have any of my add-on configurations anymore. I uninstalled WoW, and I guess all that stuff is deleted now. So, sorry. Some guy commented in a different language. I don't know what that is. Sorry, guys. Some of these are just statements. Been subbed to you for a long time. Blah, 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 blah. I'm at work. Zybak, what do you take for energy, or do you just muscle through being tired? I want to cut down sugar. And I want to cut down sugar, but I wake up early for work and I usually take an energy drink since I'm not a huge coffee fan. I replied, I usually just try to get enough sleep to where I don't need stimulants. Yeah, dude, I sleep a lot now. I'm hoping that I can be disciplined with my sleep. Like right now, it's very easy for me to be like, yeah, you know, I'm disciplined and I get my full 8+ hours of sleep every night because I don't have anything fucking interesting going on in my life right now in terms of extracurricular activity. Like I'm not unhappy, but let's be real. You know, I'm a video game player, you know, more specifically an MMO player, and there are no fucking fun video games that I want to know life right now. So it's very easy for me to be like, yep, it's 8 o'clock, I'm fucking bored, let's go to sleep and get my full 8 hours, right? So I haven't had any issues with, you know, craving sugar or caffeine really, because I've, you know, been putting myself in a situation to where I don't need it. So it's very easy for me to not, you know, fall into the seduction of, I'm tired, and if I drink this thing, I won't be tired anymore. So who knows if I'll be able to stay up. Who knows if I'll be able to keep doing that when Crowfall comes out and I'm staying up till 2 in the morning and I have to wake up at 5. I hope I can. I think I'll be able to. I think Crowfall will be a game to where I can hopefully, you know, I want to play it a lot. I'm looking forward to it. But I think it will be a game that I can be like, all right, time to go to bed. But who knows? Moving on. I like the solo podcast. A lot of these comments are the same things. People saying they like the solo podcast more. They like the podcast with other people. Yeah. I googled the Anthony Weiner guy and I was shocked to see his last name is actually Weiner. Yeah, it is. His last name is actually Weiner, which makes the whole thing even more hilarious that he has a dick scandal when his name is Weiner. Zybak just saying there's a free game on Steam called Paladins. It's the closest thing to over. Yeah, I'm not playing that game. That game is fucking sad. Thumbs up if you're a proud minion of Zybak. Great job getting the solo cast up. Quality podcast. You should have a guest once a month. What do you think about Black Desert? Not interesting. Yeah, dude, Black Desert, I just saw the writing on the wall, dude. As soon as I saw the game, I was like, this is exactly what's going to happen. It's going to go pay to win. It's going to have fucking all of these features that you have to pay for extra convenience, but secretly add up to give you a giant fucking advantage to the point to where if you don't pay for them, you're at a pretty big disadvantage. It's like a death by 1,000 cuts method of pay to win, to where, like, yeah, you know, if you pay for this one thing, it's not so bad, but there's so many little advantages you can pay for that it's ridiculous. And the game is very grindy, again, because they want to sell more microtransaction shit. Then you had the whole camouflage ghillie suit thing, which I think they ended up finally changing, because that was like insanely pay to win. But yeah, no, that whole game just gave me a real bad vibe, so I never even played it. And apparently I didn't miss anything because not that many people are playing it right now, from what I can see. Zybak, what do you think of CSGO? Is something you would potentially play or watch as an esport? And I replied, I don't have any interest in playing CSGO, but I do like to watch the tournaments, which I did watch some of a CSGO tournament this weekend. CSGO, I have no interest in playing it, but I do like watching the crazy tactics and crazy clutch plays people make in that game. So, yeah, I like to watch it more than I like to play it. Same goes for, like, Rocket League. I like to watch it more than I like to play it. Happy that you don't have cancer anymore. Yeah, dude, people are saying I looked like I had cancer for a while, and this guy says I look like I don't have cancer despite me being leaner than I used to be. I don't know, whatever. I always listen to podcasts, although not always on YouTube. That's fine. If you want to listen on SoundCloud or iTunes or whatever, it doesn't bother me. I got stretch marks from working out on my arms. Someone else got them too. Your face is my clickbait. Play some Daylight. I touch my face a lot. Just an observation. Also, when are you going to slay some tender puss? We need dope to come over and force you to go out and be your wingman. Also, work on my hair game. What's my hair game? Well, maybe my hair was messy. I don't know what that means. Yeah, no, that's sooner rather than later on that. P.S. Zybak. P.S. I've been around since... What is this? Dude, sometimes people's comments make... P.S. I've been around since before Zybak. IIRC. Oh, this guy knows me when I went by a different name. Yeah, I went by Prowess for a while. I was Zybak before I was Proud. I was Zybak first. There was a short period of time where I wasn't Zybak. I've always been Zybak when I started my YouTube channel. As soon as I started my YouTube channel, I've been Zybak from then on out. But I started off as Zybak when I was a 12-year-old. And then I think sometime in Wrath of the Lich King at some point, I went by Ego. I got the name EGO. And I had an alt named Alter Ego, which I thought was cool as fuck. And then I ended up server transferring. I couldn't get that name, so I got the name Prowess, Prowess. And I went by that for a while, and then back to Zybak at some point. So yeah, no, that guy knows me before I was Zybak. Well, that's not really true, but he knew me from when I wasn't Zybak for a short period of time. There weren't really a whole lot of Pharaohs back in the day. I miss Meerkat and Moonfair. Yeah, those are the only two guys that were ahead of me. Yeah, it was Moonfair at rank 1 Pharaoh in the world. Meerkat at rank 2, your boy Zybak at rank 3, at the third highest rated in the world, I should say. That doesn't mean I was the third best, because that, you know, obviously I don't play against the EU guys, so who knows, right? But I was the third highest rated, and at that point, you know, BG9 was the BG to be in, and it was the highest, the most inflated, was, in my opinion, the most competitive. Most people would say that. But it was the most inflated, and there could have been plenty of other Pharaohs that were better than me, but they were just on other battle groups that didn't have as high of ratings at the time. I'd like to see you playing Ark. I don't give a fuck about streaming, but I'd watch you play that. Oh yeah, that's the dinosaur game. Yeah, that game looked interesting. Comment for Zybak. Hey Zybak, nice podcast. Even though you streamed a little bit of Legion PvP, I copied some of your UI and spec, help with dot management. In the beginning of the season, ended up being the rank 2 Pharaoh. Yeah, this is Taliesin, another Pharaoh. I was actually higher rated than Taliesin at one point. When I was rank 3 Pharaoh in the world, Taliesin was not on BG9, I don't think. So Taliesin's a beast. But I was higher rated than him for a while there, so, you know, you boy. But yeah, Taliesin is a multi-rank 1 feral, saying that he essentially copied some things that I was doing, and it helped him. So, your boy Zybak gets a little bit of an ego boost. Too bad you didn't stick around for a little longer because they nerfed some of the annoying aspects of Arena, like Assassination Rogues and Mistweaver Healing. Also, you forgot to add you need a hot new GF in 2017. Dopamine would have slammed you on that one. Yep, sure. I'll work on it. I'll work on it, man. And I responded, Mistweaver Healing was absolute cancer for anyone that used magic debuffs or curses. That shit was so stupid. Oh my, that shit made me actually quit playing WoW. I was having a decent amount of fun playing WoW Arenas, and I quit playing because of Mistweavers. Because I played with a Warlock who used curses. And Mistweavers had a thing to where anybody that used curses, they just doubled their fucking healing. Like, for whatever fucking reason, it was like, oh yeah, this ability does double the healing. No, it was more than that. It was 200%. It was triple the healing. Triple the fucking healing because you use curses. And we use fucking curses because he's a fucking Warlock. That was so stupid. It's fucking retarded. No, it wasn't just curses. It was any magic debuff. That was so fucking dumb. God, it was stupid. The only thing I don't like about Crowfall is it doesn't seem like a true MMO. It feels more like Rust or Ark or one of those survival games. It does have survival elements to it. I can see where you're coming from with that comment, but it's an MMO in the sense of it's got more persistence than something like Rust would have. Isn't Rust a game where you kind of just like you don't have, I don't know. Maybe it is more similar to Rust or Ark. I haven't played either of those games, but it's more persistent than those games, I feel like, because there's multi-month campaigns, and you have, your crow is persistent. The character you have is persistent, but your gear and your buildings and that kind of stuff isn't. So maybe it is more similar to that. It's not a true MMO in the sense of that there is a persistent world, because there is no persistent world, but there is persistence. So, yeah, maybe you're right. Well, I don't know enough about it, but I would assume that it's more of an MMO than Rust or Ark is. Glad you finally got into the podcast. Been subscribed for a while, and I enjoy hearing you ramble. Have you looked into Guild Wars 2 recently? Heart of Thorns was a hot dumpster fire, but it seems like ArenaNet is doing a stellar job at trying to wipe up the shitstorm and make the game better. I responded, I never really liked Guild Wars 2 that much. It was way too easy from the PvE side of the game. The PvP side of the game was lame because of the downstate cheese. And he said, I certainly agree about PvE, though from what I understand, PvE was never meant to be particularly challenging. The only challenge was coming from handicapping yourself by undermanning the content. That's fucking retarded. With PvP, the downstage has become something I've learned to deal with, to the point to where that messing around in other MMOs feels frustrating without it. Oh, fuck, dude. I disagree. I couldn't stand that shit, and I was so glad to play an MMO that didn't have it. I'm so glad Crowfall doesn't have that fucking retarded bullshit. Though I do believe they fixed the perma-resing bullshit in WVW, World v World, by making it to where you can only revive a dead player when you're not in combat. Not sure if that's... I was referring to the fucking people throwing rocks on the ground. That shit ruined Guild Wars 2 PvP. If you've never played Guild Wars 2 PvP, essentially, you'll kill a player, you'll knock out his entire health bar, and then he goes into this thing called the down state, where he's on his back, throwing rocks. He gets access to another skill tray, and he's throwing rocks. And you have to finish him off in that state to officially kill him. He can be revived, and if he doesn't get revived, then he will, a teammate can come and pick him up and res him quickly, or he can slowly heal himself to the point to where he can just get up by himself. So what this leads to is making 2v1s completely impossible, because in order to actually kill the guy, you have to do this giant, long, tedious animation where your character, like, throws a spear on the ground or some bullshit. And if you get hit or interrupted at all doing this, it cancels it. So this effectively makes 2v1s, like, impossible in that fucking game. At least when I played it, they might have changed it. They might have tweaked some of the mechanics. But also, this downstate mechanic, there's ways, you get these cheesy fucking abilities where you can teleport around and interrupt other players as they're trying to kill you. So, let's say I get killed, right? And I get knocked in the downstate. This guy 1v1 me successfully. He won the fight, right? I'm on my back. I'm throwing rocks at him. He goes to try and kill me. Boom, I interrupt him with one of my skills. He doesn't kill me. He tries to interrupt me again. I teleport away. He tries to interrupt me again. I interrupt him with my skill. He tries to kill me again. I fucking teleport. Like, it was just tons of that stupid bullshit. So, yeah. That shit was dumb. I think I have a whole video about the downstate. Let me see if I can find it. Zybak, Guild Wars 2 downstate. This is a video that is...
Hey guys, what's going on?
Let's go back in time. Let's go back in time. Let's see if we got a little cringe. I'm gonna see if this video makes me cringe or not. So it's got more likes than dislikes, and I got a comment from 4 months ago. Literally, the only reason I don't play this game is because of downstate and PvP. It ruined the entire game for me. So I'm not alone in thinking this. The fact that I can kill someone quicker when they're alive than in the downstate means something is fucking broken. I can wreck someone in seconds when they're up. Yeah, dude. So many people think this is fucking retarded. Knowing this video was created forever ago, but this is pretty much why myself and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so there's lots of people that are coming to this video. This is from, 2 years. This video, I made this video in August 5th, 2012. It's 2017, dude. Dude, we're talking like 4.5 years ago I made this video. Let's watch it. Let's go back in time.
This is going to be a Guild Wars... Hey guys, what's going on? This is going to be a Guild Wars 2 game change video. Now, I've done these for Star Wars The Old Republic. I did them for WoW, and I've had pretty good success. And today I want to talk about the downstate in Guild Wars 2. Now, I'm A-okay with the downstate in PvE. It's a cool dynamic. The fights are designed around it, that kind of thing. But in PvP, it's stupid. This guy kills me, and I avoid death, I think, 2 or 3 times just by trolling him in the downstate. He tried to kill me once. Now he's setting me on fire. Gonna try to kill me again. JK, not gonna happen. And this is just ridiculous. He killed me. This is just slowing the game down. He ends up eventually killing me, but that's the problem. It's just clunky. It slows the game down, and it's really unnecessary.
There's just multiple clips.
If you kill somebody, you kill somebody. And
there's multiple clips of this fucking cheesy bullshit to where, like, you'll die, and it just takes somebody like 2 minutes to actually kill you. Oh, it's dumb. But I'm glad I went back to this video and people are agreeing with me, because when I put this video out, people were like, dude, no. But to see people come back to this video years later and be like, he was fucking right. It gives me, feels good, man. Feels good. I'm looking at some of the comments on here. Yeah, no, it feels good to come back to this video and have people be like, yeah, dude, he was right. Anyway. Let's go back to the comments here. Can you tell us about your training and what you do and how much and how often? I responded, I only train each body part once a week right now since I'm on a pretty big caloric deficit. I work out on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for convenience. When I bump up the calories, I'll probably add extra workout days, probably on Tuesday or something. Yep, that's my plan. Right now, I'm a bit of a pussy when it comes to working out. I work out relatively hard, but I'm on such a caloric deficit that, like, I don't have much to work with in terms of, like, fuel. Like, I'm eating like 1,000. All this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 1,000 calories a day. Now, that's great for losing weight, right? I've lost weight rapidly, but I don't have a lot of fuel to work out with. My workouts are shitty in a lot of ways. And the only reason I know this isn't just a mental thing. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, oh, it's all in your head. It's all in your head. No, it's not, dude. My workout after Thanksgiving, after I went on that fucking bender on Thanksgiving, I had a fucking ridiculous workout. I was so strong. I could do so many reps. It was a completely different experience working out after Thanksgiving versus working out before Thanksgiving. So, yeah, it's real. Zybak, are you still using Vanguard for investments? I have 15K saved. I don't know shit about investments. Do you have any videos? I don't have any videos regarding this. So I'm just reading this guy's comment. Yeah, I don't know if I can really get into this. This would be a really long-winded thing. Yeah, dude. Vanguard is cool. I like Vanguard because it's the boring option. It's the buy and hold. Yeah, it's for boring people like me. It's for super long-term people that don't really want to fuck with it. That's who Vanguard is for. If you want to actually make trades actively and try to like beat the market, and if you want to be super active, and if you think you're a real smartass, essentially, if you think you're actually smarter than other people, then Vanguard's probably not the choice for you, because you can't do any sort of they don't want you doing any sort of active trading or high frequency trading with Vanguard. They pretty much lock you out of it. Like when I buy stock, I can't touch it for like 2+ weeks. Like it is unavailable for me to buy, sell, or it's unavailable for me to sell or like do anything with. So yeah, Vanguard is not the one you want to pick if you're actually going to be trying to buy and sell and make money in the short term. Like some people want to buy stocks and, sell them a week later, or sell them, they want to do the buy low, sell high kind of thing, right? Or they, oh, look, this stock took a shit last week. I'm going to buy it and it's going to go back up next week, then I'm going to sell it. If you want to do that, don't do Vanguard. Yeah, you'll have to go somewhere. I don't even know. I don't have anything to suggest for you either if you want to do that. Because I have no interest in doing that, because I know that there's people way better than me, and I don't have any interest in putting that much time into it. And from what I've read, it's really not worth it. So, but some people want to play the game. Some people want to play the stock market for the sake of fun, even if they don't actually make money doing it. So, anyway. Quote, Religion of Peace strikes again. First best quote of 2017. It's true. What are my thoughts on anime? I don't watch anime. Apparently 2 of these coaches have been suspended since that show aired. I don't believe that SJWs are a minority in the left. That Friday Night Tyke show is pretty fantastic to watch. There's 3 seasons of it on Netflix. If you're into football or just into some ridiculous, youth sports fun times, I really recommend that Friday Night Tyke show. It is fascinating to me. And I agree. The social justice shit, I don't think it's that much of a minority on the left. I think it's more of a spectrum than a minority, because you don't really see that sort of crazy SJW vibe on the conservative side of the board. I'm sure there's some of it, but for the most part, all of the SJW people are all liberal. You don't see too many people that are like, I'm pro-abortion, I'm pro-gun, but fuck your, don't assume my gender. Like you don't ever see that shit. Or like, oh, fuck abortion, but I'm a transgendered whatever, right? You just don't see that shit. Moving on. What do you think Crowfall will do for future investment, as VIP is not that good right now? I said they'll probably make VIP more valuable. That's not really right now, essentially. So Crowfall is a game that is going to be buy to play, so that's not going to have a mandatory sub fee. And right now the VIP, which is if you pay the $15 a month, you get extra features, right? The VIP is not that valuable. It's not like the features listed for it are really not that great, which is good from one perspective, because it means that the game's not pay to win, right? The people that subscribe to it don't have any advantage, not any meaningful advantage. So a lot of people are concerned, like, hey, this kind of sucks. How are they going to make money? They'll change it. They'll add some more benefits to it. I'm sure of it. And they've already kind of hinted at some things like skill training queues, login priorities, things like that. I don't think that'll be an issue. I think they'll figure that out. I'm eating nachos and I can't leave a comment. What was the soundtrack used for the Sword Tour PvP video? I have no idea, dude. It was some DJ I found. I asked him permission to use it, and he said go for it. I don't think SWTOR... Did you think SWTOR was rushed? I remember the original plan was the game to be launched around 1.2, the legacy patch, including ranked war zones, but EA pushed it forward. Now, I responded, I think Star Wars The Old Republic is one of the few games that people claim that was rushed that actually might have been rushed. I do think Star Wars The Old Republic yeah, I think that game was rushed to get it out before Christmas. It was pretty obvious, in a lot of cases. But in most cases with games, I don't think they're actually rushed. I think it's just more of a case of the developers spending time developing features that people just don't care about. I think that's why most online games fail, is that the developers think that this certain thing will be the thing that people like, and it turns out it's not really, and they put a lot of time and effort into that thing rather than something else. So anyway, hype for these podcasts. I really like the insight you have as an American. As a European, I always wonder, how do you think, well, let me read this again. How you think about shit going down all over the world, like that whole Trump stuff, but do you see it happening in Europe? Also, okay, this guy's saying, yeah, likes my stuff, enough chip chat. Yeah, so Europe is kind of having their own trumpeting happen. Like, I don't know that much about European politics, but like that Nigel Farage guy is like the Great Britain Trump in a lot of ways, and apparently a lot of his people, like that party or whatever, has kind of risen to power. And then the Germany elections, Angela Merkel might be on the way out. So I would not be shocked to see the rest of the world get Trumpified in their own little various ways. I wouldn't be that shocked to see, like, you know, more extreme people come to power. I feel bad saying Germany because like the whole Hitler thing. I don't think that'll happen to that degree. But how do I want to say this? If I was a German person right now, I would not be too happy with the direction things are going. And I could foresee someone on the complete opposite side, maybe a little too extreme, being a candidate that people want to vote for, kind of like Trump, just because they're sick of the shit. So, yeah, I think that is definitely going to happen across a lot of places. A lot of people are going to be like, "Hey, I'm fucking fed up with this social justice, let them all in, open the gates bullshit. Like, fuck that. I'm going to vote for this crazy guy just to spite you." It's going to fucking happen. What's the point of all the financial success you want if it's not meaningful? I don't know how meaningful these goals you set are for you personally. But it seems like you want lots of money. For what reason? Does the extra time you get with the money give you anything fulfilling? This is just an outsider's perspective. We all want money, of course. But what's your goal of being But your goal of being financially successful seems lacking to me personally. And just actually being happy when you get older, I'm actually genuinely curious. So this guy is basically saying you want to be financially successful for the sake of being financially successful. And I responded essentially saying, yes, that's true. And I responded, having money doesn't necessarily buy you happiness, but not having money generally leads to less happy times. I'd like to set myself up to be on cruise control by the time I'm in my 40s, so I can have both the time, the resources, and the wisdom to do the things I want to do, whatever they may be. I feel like I answered that very well. Yeah, it's about having the time, money, and resources to be able to pursue the things they want to pursue, whatever they may be at that time. YouTube making your life worse. An example is Rebecca Black. And I responded, YouTube made her a millionaire at age 19. I'm sure she's crying herself to sleep every night. And he responded, point set match. So I guess he forfeits that argument to me. Did you ever have... One second. Let me read this again. Did you ever think you had any disabilities or disorders when you were younger because of the way you acted? Maybe. So a lot of people think they have ADHD. Like, a lot of people think they have it. I don't think I have it, but holy shit did I really like Adderall when I took it once. I don't like the effects of drugs. I don't like smoking weed. I don't like getting high. I don't like getting drunk. I've tried those things before, and I've had the desired effect, but I'm just not into it. You know, I'm not into getting shit-faced. I'd much rather be sharp. So, yeah, I took Adderall once because I was studying for a test. A bunch of us were studying for this test, and somebody had it. I took it, and I've only taken it once, but I loved it, dude. Adderall is a very scary thing for somebody like me, because Adderall is I don't care about that. I don't care about getting high. I don't care about getting drunk. I don't want to get fucked up on something that makes me high, right? I want to stay sharp and functional, and I want to be at the top of my game, as sharp as possible, right? And Adderall does that. Adderall makes you the super version of yourself. It makes you super aware. It makes you better at video games. It makes you, you can. I can't think of anything I would want to do in life that wouldn't be enhanced by Adderall. It just makes you the super version of yourself. You're smarter, you're faster, you're quicker, you're more aware. That's why all these fucking esport guys take Adderall before they play in their big tournaments, because it just makes them fucking better. It makes you just better. And I loved it, dude. I fucking absolutely loved it. And I will never touch the shit again because I loved it so much. And a lot of you guys go, well, a lot of you guys might be wondering, like, well, what's the downside of this miracle drug? It fucking makes you better at everything. Well, why not take it, right? It doesn't really have any noticeable immediate side effects, right? Here's why you don't fuck with Adderall. Because you build up a tolerance to it. You take these things, right? You become a super version of yourself. You're taking one Adderall pill a day, and you're the shit, right? You're getting all this shit done. You're sharp as fuck. You're better at video games. You're better at life. Then all of a sudden you build up a tolerance to it. Now it takes 2. You take 2 of these fucking things every day. Whatever. You're sharp as fuck. Who cares? You're taking one more pill, no side effects, whatever. Then you're taking 4. Then you're taking 6. Then you're taking 8. Then you're taking 20. You're taking 20 of these fucking things, these amphetamines. And then you're taking so fucking many that you can't even function without them. That's what ends up happening, right? You end up getting addicted to them to the point to where if you don't take them, you're just a fucking mess. You're just like a groggy, confused. You become addicted to them in that way, right? So you become dependent on them both. I don't know. I think you might get some physical dependence there, but I think a lot of it's like a psychological thing. But you get to the point where you have to have them, and it takes so many of them to get the desired effect, to where you're not even getting the super version of you. You're just taking them so you don't. So you're just taking them so you can be mildly functional, and then the side effects start kicking in, right? When you start taking tons of these fucking things, it's bad for your heart. And there have been I don't want to say any names, but I know a YouTuber that got hooked on these fucking things. Ended up having a heart attack. It didn't kill him. He just had a heart attack, and I think he's 26, something like that. Had a heart attack. Now, was it due to Adderall? Probably. I mean, do they know? I mean, I don't know if, like, obviously there's genetic fact. When it comes to people having heart attacks, you can't automatically just assume it's somebody's diet or somebody's lifestyle or whatever, because there is a genetic component to that. There's, perfectly healthy athletes that drop dead of heart attacks that don't do Adderall. But if I had to be a betting man, it was probably the 20 fucking amphetamine pills he was taking every day that might have induced his heart attack in his 20s. And yeah, so that's why you don't fuck around with Adderall. Yeah, it's fun. Will I ever do it again? Will I never, ever, ever do it again, ever? I won't say that, because taking one of those pills, man, if I was some sort of esports god, I would definitely take one of those pills every now and then. I would definitely take one of those pills before a LAN. One of those extended release Adderalls. Like, why the fuck not, man? Just take it one, like, when you're performing, like, when money's on the line, yeah, I'd take one. Same thing goes with steroids. Like, I'm not going to take any steroids or any testosterone or any of that shit, despite me getting into, like, weightlifting. But if I was a professional athlete, of course I'd take it. Absolutely. And I'll probably end up taking that shit when I'm much older. That whole, like, natty for life bullshit, fuck that, dude. When I'm in my 40s and 50s, I'm going to be taking some. I'm going to be all on that TRT. I'm going to be all on that TRT shit. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm hoping by the time when I get up there in age that they'll have a lot of that shit figured out. And it's turning out that a lot of the so steroids have side effects, right? But they typically only have side effects in these insane quantities that you see like pro bodybuilders taking and like pro athletes that take just insane amounts of them. But if you just take a little bit, you will have some of the side effects, but it's coming out that the side effects of steroids outweigh the benefit, or the side effects don't outweigh the benefits. So, right, you're shooting up exogenous testosterone in yourself, right? You're taking testosterone. Your balls produce less testosterone, so you become hooked on it, right? So you have to take testosterone for the rest of your life, essentially, if you start taking it, if you don't want to have to like cycle it and shit. But they're finding out that people taking testosterone have significantly lower rates of like cancer and heart disease and diabetes. So yeah, you might have to take testosterone for the rest of your life, but you being at a higher testosterone level is gonna save you from these things that will actually fucking kill you. So who cares if you have to take, who cares if in your 50s you have to fucking shoot up some testosterone every now and then because your balls don't produce it anymore because you started taking it. But, it keeps you safe from the other shit, and you're way younger in theory. So, or not in theory, you're just fucking essentially younger, because testosterone is the wow, dude, I can't fucking think today. It's fuck! Dude, am I retarded? It's what is it? The Well of Eternity, not the Well of Eternity, that's some World of Warcraft shit. The Fountain of Youth, yeah. Testosterone is the closest thing to the fucking Fountain of Youth for men. What do you think is next in your life? Vasectomy, check. Weight loss, check. Better shape, check. What am I striving for now? More money. I'd like to make more money. I'm a single man, so maybe I'll find a lucky lady at some point. I'd like to get good at Crowfall. I'd like to get my YouTube shit back together. My YouTube channel is a fucking disaster right now. There's nothing exciting going on in my YouTube channel. I know people like the podcast, but, I'd like to do more than just a podcast. What else? I'd like to get more in better shape than I am right now. I mean, I'm in better shape than I was previously, but I'd like to put on some more muscle mass because I'm getting kind of small at this point. So yeah, I got plenty of other shit I need to go after. Talk about games that didn't do well. Look up Battleborn and Steam charts. It's ridiculous how bad they sunk from. Well, that game, man. That game just came out at a fucking terrible time, man. They launched their team-based shooter right before Blizzard launched theirs. I mean, come on. It's really hard to compete with Overwatch, dude. It's so good. The game is fantastic. Despite the game being terrible right now due to the tank meta, the game is great. The maps are great. The aesthetics are great. The graphics are great. The characters are great. And I think that's probably the number one thing, is that Overwatch has characters with personality that people really love. Whereas, like, Battleborn has, like, a dinosaur guy. It's not... nobody's making memes about Battleborn characters. Nobody's doing any of that shit. I don't know. Make more Titanfall 2 videos? Yeah, I want to. I like Titanfall 2. I actually streamed it yesterday. My girl left me for her husband. I'm distraught. I thought hoes before that. I don't understand that comment. New World just seems like a copy of Secret World. Not saying it's bad. Yeah, we don't know shit about New World, so whatever. Another great podcast. I'm glad you like it. Zybak, were you in the YouTube rewind? I couldn't see you, and I responded. I was there. The video just had really bad white balance, so I didn't show up well. 9 people upvoted that. I'm very happy that there's enough people that got that joke with white balance and me being, Casper the Ghost. Dude, that's another thing I'd like to, a goal. I'd like to get out in the sun a little more. Like, holy shit, dude. I look so pale with this podcast because of the light coming. Like, I'm pretty pale, but I look ridiculous. I'm looking at myself in OBS right now, but I look ridiculously pale due to the white light coming off the screen. Like, watch, if I move this screen over, Here, I'm gonna do an experiment. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up Paint. Okay, so we've got Paint, right? It's a white screen. Watch how fuck, I hate that so much when I hit F1. I need to unbind that. Here, let me get back to full screen here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click black. Watch how the color of my face changes. That's from me going into MS Paint and just doing the paint bucket from white to black. Huh. Fun times. This is some quality entertainment here. You only get this kind of quality entertainment on the Hive Mind podcast. Moving on. More comments. Lots of comments. Do I have a video on my investments stuff? No, I don't. I just recommend the buy and hold strategy, man. Buy low, sell in 20 years. That's my strategy. Fuck New Year's resolutions. Hey Zybak, any chance for a sandwich video in 2017? I responded, it'll come out it'll come out when Star Citizen comes out. So, this is an old school Zybak meme from back in the day. I have this video called Best Sandwich Ever. Let's look it up. Zybak sandwich. This is from my fat fuck days. How to make an awesome turkey sandwich with only 3 ingredients. 6,500 views. Should we watch this? Yeah, fuck it. Fuck!
What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to make the world's second best sandwich. I will be showing you the world's greatest sandwich as well, but I wanted to show you guys...
But essentially what you do is you get some turkey, you get some cheese, and you toast the bread. You've got it. That's the trick to the sandwich is you have to toast the bread. It's good shit. People like this video. This is the second best. There is a sandwich that I make that is better than this. Look at these comments. Dude, 4 months ago, people comment on this shit for this video is fucking, what, 4 years old now? Jesus. And people are still waiting for it. I just made the sandwich so good. It's so good. Dude, people love this video. Bet you're fat as fuck. Need to go on a diet. Anyway, that's it for the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed Hive Mind number 60. I know this podcast is a little bit all over the place and probably not my best performance, but they all can't be winners. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to check out the podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Twitch. And I'll see you again next week. Have a good one.